the journey of life, every individual embarks on a quest for truth, seeking meaning and fulfillment in a world that often feels chaotic and uncertain. For some, this journey is a conscious effort. For others, it is a silent yearning that whispers in the depths of their souls. No matter the circumstances, the ultimate goal of this journey is to find one's true self, a state of being that reflects inner peace, authenticity, and the realization of one's highest potential. Wayne Dyer, a renowned spiritual teacher and author, often spoke about the process of becoming one's true self. He taught that it was not a matter of becoming in the traditional sense, but rather of unbecoming the illusions and false identities that keep us from realizing our deepest nature. It was about peeling back layers of societal conditioning, limiting beliefs, and ego-driven desires until we uncover the pure essence of who we truly are. This journey to self-realization is deeply personal, but it also connects us all, for we are all part of a greater, divine whole. The process is not linear, nor is it always easy, but as Wayne Dyer suggests, it is a process of love, awareness, and faith in our ability to transcend the temporary limitations of the material world. The call to awakening journey starts with a call. Sometimes, the call is loud and clear, shaking us from our complacency, while other times, it is subtle and almost imperceptible. For many, the call begins in moments of discomfort, anxiety, frustration, or a deep sense of yearning for something more. This discomfort, although unsettling, is often the catalyst for spiritual awakening. It was in such a moment of inner unrest that Emily, a young woman living a seemingly ordinary life, first felt the pull toward her true self. Emily had a good job, a supportive family, and friends she loved, yet she couldn't shake the feeling that there was something missing. Despite her external successes, she often felt empty, as if she was living someone else's life. Her mind constantly replayed the question, "Is this all there is?" One evening, as she sat alone in her apartment, scrolling through social media and comparing her life to the perfect lives of others, Emily stumbled upon a quote by Wayne Dyer that struck a chord with her. "You are not stuck where you are, unless you decide to be." It was as if the universe had spoken to her directly. She realized that she was the one who had been keeping herself trapped in a cycle of self-doubt and dissatisfaction. The illusion of who she thought she was, the person defined by her career, her social status, and the expectations of others, was not the real Emily. The real Emily had been buried under the weight of external pressures and internal fears. The process of unbecoming. Wayne Dyer often emphasized the importance of unbecoming, a process of shedding the layers of conditioning that prevent us from knowing our true selves. Emily understood this on a deep level. She had spent most of her life trying to fit into boxes that others had built for her. She had been living in the shadow of expectations, both her own and those imposed by society. But now, she felt the urge to strip away these false identities and discover the essence of who she was beyond the roles she played. The first step in her journey was to confront her fears. She realized that her fear of failure, rejection, and inadequacy had kept her from stepping into her authentic power. These fears were not hers by nature. They were learned from a world that prized external validation over internal truth. To become her true self, Emily knew she had to let go of these fears and trust that the universe would guide her toward her higher purpose. Wayne Dyer often spoke of the importance of self-awareness. He believed that once we become aware of our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, we can begin to detach from the egoic mind and allow the wisdom of our soul to lead the way. Emily began a daily practice of mindfulness, where she observed her thoughts without judgment. She discovered how often her mind would spiral into negativity, fear, and doubt, and she began to gently redirect her focus toward more empowering thoughts. As Emily became more conscious of her inner dialogue, she realized that many of the stories she had been telling herself were not true. She wasn't defined by her past mistakes, her insecurities, or the opinions of others. She was a divine being worthy of love, success, and fulfillment. This newfound awareness became a turning point in her journey. Trusting the process and the teachings of Wayne Dyer, there is a recurring theme of trust in the divine, trust in the process, and trust in oneself. Emily understood that the path to her true self would not always be smooth or predictable. But she knew that if she trusted the flow of life, she would be led to exactly where she needed to be. There were times when the journey felt uncertain, when the path ahead seemed unclear, but each time Emily encountered doubt, she remembered another teaching from Walter Dyer. When you trust in the process of life, you let go of the need to control the outcome. It was a profound shift. Instead of resisting life's challenges and trying to manipulate outcomes, Emily began to surrender to the present moment. She practiced patience, knowing that her journey was unfolding exactly as it should. Each step, whether joyful or painful, was part of the grand design. One of the most transformative experiences for Emily occurred during a meditation retreat she attended. It was there, surrounded by silence and the beauty of nature, that she had a deep spiritual revelation. In a moment of stillness, she felt a profound connection to the universe, as though she were a part of something much greater than herself. It was as if the veil had been lifted, and she saw herself for the first time not as a person defined by her achievements, failures, or relationships, but as a soul with infinite potential. Living from the true selfers, Emily continued to shed her false identities. She began to live more authentically. She started making decisions from a place of inner knowing, rather than from external pressures. She left her job, which no longer aligned with her values, and started her own coaching business, helping others on their journey of self-discovery. The more she connected with her true self, the more she felt a sense of peace and purpose. Her relationships became more fulfilling because she was no longer pretending to be someone she wasn't. She was able to give and receive love freely, without the need for approval or validation. Walter Dyer taught that the true self is not separate from the universe, it is one with the divine. As Emily embraced her authentic self, she experienced a sense of unity with all living beings. She understood that her purpose was not to achieve personal success, but to serve others and contribute to the collective consciousness. She saw her work as a way to help others reconnect with their true selves and live more fulfilling lives. The process of becoming her true self was not a destination, but a journey. There would always be more layers to peel away, more lessons to learn, and more growth to experience. But Emily knew that each step was leading her closer to the truth of who she was, a divine, limitless being, capable of creating a life filled with love, peace, and purpose. Conclusion: Walter Dyer's teachings remind us that the journey to becoming our true self is not about striving for perfection or achieving external success, but about embracing our authentic nature and living in alignment with our deepest values. It is a process of unbecoming the illusions that hold us back and trusting in the divine guidance that is always available to us. As we shed the layers of fear, doubt, and conditioning, we come closer to the truth of who we really are. Emily's journey is a reflection of the universal process of self-realization. It is a reminder that, no matter where we are in life, we all have the power to reconnect with our true self and live a life of meaning, purpose, and love. The road may not always be easy, but as Walter Dyer so eloquently put it, when you are at peace with yourself, you are at peace with the world. And so, the process of becoming our true self is not a destination, it is a journey of love, trust, and transformation that continues to unfold throughout our lives. Each step we take brings us closer to the truth, and in that truth, we find our greatest freedom.